I love watching movies, and when you add my favorite medium anime to the table, it makes it all the more better. But that is only when the anime is standalone, and it does not hinder with the manga or the TV series. But unfortunately, that is where things are heading right now. I hate the recent trendy thing of making every high-profile anime into anime canon film. I was kind of half on board previously, but in the last few months, they were really losing me with Black Clover movie and One Piece Film Red. But now with the recent announcement of Haikyuu ending with not one, but 2 movies, that was the last nail in the coffin. So in this video, instead of just complaining about the recent announcement of Haikyuu, but don't worry, I will definitely do that later in the video, but I also want to talk about how this recent trend has exploded, the glaring problem not only the fans face, but also the source material faces when the big dogs at anime studios make one of the dumbest decisions. But also, is there a middle ground for these type of movies? Because this problem extends not only with the anime canon films, but also with the regular ones, which are fucking amazing. I still remember as it was yesterday watching Weathering with You, my first anime film in theaters. It literally gave me goosebumps. The beautiful animation, the amazing music which swells in as I got overwhelmed with the emotions, and experiencing all of that on a big screen was surreal. I always loved going to movie theaters to watch a movie, but seeing anime, the medium I am really passionate about seeing on a big screen, is everything I could ask for. But the reason why these anime movies sort of worked outside Japan and on a big screen is because all of them are standalone movies. Your Name, Weathering with You, Promare, all of them are completely original with no strings attached to a TV show which one has to follow up with. Hell, even the bigger franchise anime films like One Piece or Dragon Ball are in their own bubble, which essentially are high budget fan service fillers with amazing storylines now and then for a normal fan. But they also drop bits and pieces of world lore in it which diehard fans like me pick up and eat that shit up, where nothing directly affects the source material, but it fleshes out or introduces a character which author really wants it, which is just not possible in the canon storyline. So making just a one-off movie about it works really well. The author can give his input or just make a spin-off volume about a character which is really loved by fans, which is later possibly adapted in a movie. And this is somewhat how things were going on a high profile or a big franchise movies. But everything changed when the Demon Slayer movie Mugen Train came out, which was not only canon to the storyline, but it also served as a sequel to the first season, and this was very rarely done by a high-profile anime, especially when it came out of Shonen Jump. But that thing not only worked, but ran for miles. Demon Slayer quickly shattered all of the records, making it the highest grossing anime movie of all time, not only in Japan, but across the world, grossing over $500 million. And to prove that this was not a fluke and this formula actually worked, Jujutsu Kaisen also kind of did the same thing, and it also made it into top 10 highest grossing anime films of all time, grossing over almost $190 million, which is insane. So this is win-win, right? Studios can have less budget compared to TV series and in return make a lot more, and obviously fans are enjoying it and want more of it. If they are not, where the hell is all this money coming from, right? Well, that's not actually the case. It's not all sunshine and rainbows down here. There are several problems when it comes to anime movies from Japan compared to normal animated movies, and we are going to tackle them one by one. But the biggest one of them all is the release schedule. As many of you might know, anime movies do not have worldwide release. Let's take Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the most recent anime movies for example. Jujutsu Kaisen by Google's worldwide release was released on 18 March 2022, but in Japan it was released on 24 December 2021, and this 18 March 2022 release date was only the US release date, and the rest of us who do not live there got a chance to see it much later. Hell, I was not even sure if my country was going to have a screening for it, but even if it did show screenings, not everyone has an easy access to the theater where they are going to show this movie. I mean, imagine someone living in the countryside where they only have 2 or 3 theaters max. Do you really think they are going to screen some anime movie there? What the hell are they going to do? Nothing really, just sit there while scrolling Twitter or YouTube until someone blatantly posts spoilers and it shows up on their timeline thanks to the algorithm. Also, it really does not help that anime movies don't release Blu-ray or digital copies for almost 6 to 9 months. Like, are you serious? Most movies come out online in 3 weeks. In the day and age of Marvel movies where they are pumping out so much shit, like by the time a single anime Blu-ray comes out, they would have 5 or 6 of those movies out and all of them would be available online. All of this would have been kind of fine and dandy if the movies which are coming out were non-canon or completely original with no prior anime adaptations like Your Name, Weathering with You and Promare. Yeah, I'm getting to see these movies 3 to 4 months late, but fuck it, I don't know much about the characters, I don't even know what the plot is. Frankly, I'm not that invested in them yet, which mind you does not make it any better, but it is far better to know nothing about it than being heavily invested and be a fan of a particular series just to get cucked for 3 months until you see in theaters, or much worse, to wait for a godforsaken digital release. This shit is like jacking off to a porn, but coming after 6 months while blue balling yourself during that time. Let's take the not so recent yet recent example. I am not a huge Demon Slayer fan, but I can only imagine how brutal it was for them, especially the anime watchers, which is most likely the majority of the fan base. Mugen got released worldwide, means only in West, onwards 23 April 2021, but in Japanese theaters, the movie was released on 16th October 2020, and rest of the world, for example countries like India, just got a massive fuck you, wait for the Blu-ray, which was released on September 27, 2021, but by the time I did watch this movie, I was completely spoiled, which didn't really matter to me because I'm not a huge Demon Slayer fan. But have you thought about Timmy? Yes, the same Timmy who does Demon Slayer TikTok, the very same Timmy who has Zenitsu profile pic on Twitter and calls every anime made which is being praised, the same Timmy who right now at this very moment is pissed off after I said I'm not a fan of Demon Slayer and is probably writing an essay on my great grandfathers in the comments down below. You may say he's childish, he's just a bratty kid who hasn't saw shit, and you probably are correct. Or Timmy right here is just a passionate kid trying to defend his favorite anime, saving his virgin eyes for the next season of Demon Slayer. But what now? You have ruined his dreams, crushed his hopes when you tweeted this. Wow, look at that. He's definitely not dead. He's just hungry. He's tired after long hard battle and wants some food, and all of them are crying because they're just that hungry. Yeah? See, this is my fucking problem with a TV series getting a canon sequel movie. Yes, the anime studios did see, oh, the movie budget is far cheaper compared to the TV series, which most of the time is the case when you compare a 13 episode TV series to 2.5 hour movie. And of course, fans are definitely loving it how we are doing things. Right? Just look at the sales. It happened not only with Demon Slayer but also Jujutsu Kaisen, which I want to talk about later in the video. The way Jujutsu Kaisen did things was a bit different, and that might very well be the way how we can do this in the future. But otherwise, no. Fuck no. By doing this movie thing, you are killing the shelf life of the show, and this is what I call the Netflix problem. The old model of Netflix is outdated, and that is one of the biggest things why Netflix is dying. The model of dropping an entire season all at once, but by doing that, the show is never in the talks, or is in the talks for a week or so, but then it's gone. Take recently at Stranger Things for example. Everyone talked about it for a week or two, then everyone moved on, and that is also for the ones who immediately saw it. I can imagine someone going up to their friend at work and asking, hey, did you check out the latest season of Stranger Things? Actually, I'm going to binge it next weekend. And by the time they watch it, you're already moved on to the next thing. And I'm not making up this thing. This really did happen with my friend. By the time he really got invested in it, I was already moved on. Or to take anime as an example, recently this same shit is going on with Isekai Oji-san, JoJo Part 6 and Summertime Rendering. All of them are getting cucked. Now imagine doing the same thing but also segregating it by countries. With that, you're also killing the online discussion. Internet is a wonderful place where you can make a guy mad who is sitting all the way in New Zealand just by typing mid sitting at your home. And that is the beauty of it. There is no time zone restriction or exclusive to your country bullshit. You can just do one search and join a community of people across the world who like the same things you do and talk about it. But you're also killing that by adding sequel canon movies, which is unknowingly dividing the people and always keeping someone out of the loop. As a result, killing the conversation. Up until now, anime owners just had to be careful of the manga readers. But now you also have to be careful because you don't live in one of these countries, which is like bullshit. And I can kind of get where they're coming from when it comes to some arcs. For example, the Mugen Train one was one I could get behind with. The source material was too little, and if they did incorporate as a season, it would have dragged out unnecessarily and also would have hindered with the entertainment district arc. Or if show is going to get a second season after a long time, you can make a recap canon movie just to promote it. Or if manga has hit a milestone, you can make a spin-off movie starring one of the most beloved character of that series who has nothing left to do with the canon storyline now. And by doing that, you can add more context to his character and also flesh him out more. But you crossed the fucking line when you saw those huge dollars and decided to fuck over an amazing TV series which fans loved and adored by making not one but two fucking movies. I don't even know what to say. The decision to make two movies and just end it there is one of the worst. Like, the worst fucking decision. There is so much I want to say, but the frustration and everything, like, why? Why did you do that? Really, I just want to ask why. You just ruined everything. Everything was perfect. Production IG, you had the formula, you used it, and it worked. You saw it worked for 4 seasons. 4 fucking seasons it worked, and It was a masterpiece. It was a fucking masterpiece and you just had to continue that. But no, you had to make 2 fucking movies and go with the trend. Okay, let's start from the beginning. It was recently announced that Haikyuu will have final 2 movies to finish off the TV series, which is fucking tragic because there are 5 more arcs or 100 chapters worth story to tell, and what are we getting? 2 fucking movies which probably are 1 hour 45 minutes long. Like, what the fuck? This is a massive fuck you to Haikyuu fans and more of a bigger fuck you to anime onlys like myself. I have been following Haikyuu from season 2 and every season they have delivered time and time again. Every season they exceeded all of our expectations, not only with the story but animation, music and everything. I always had faith in Haikyuu's anime because TV series took its time, fleshed everything out, which makes Haikyuu Season 3, the match against Shiratorizawa only had build-up of a single season, but the way they delivered, it felt like they had already reached the peak, like there was no other way they can top this. But then we got Season 4 to the top, which had match against Inarizaki, and oh my fucking god, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps, especially that last point. The music, the animation, the build-up, everything was ooh. All of that was so perfect. Every single thing an anime is supposed to have, it had it. Every single time I watch that match, I get tears in my eyes. But that right there was only a warm-up for the main course. A match we all have been waiting to see since season 1. The legendary battle of Garbage Dump. Karasuno versus Nekoma, crows versus cats, and I completely expected that this match would also take 10 to 12 episodes, the same as Shiratorizawa versus Karasuno. There was no fucking way anything other than that would be sufficient, and there is so much setup post Karasuno versus Nekoma, like I thought it would take 4 more seasons or 2 more seasons divided in part 1, part 2, and mind you, I am only anime watcher. I don't even know what the fuck did they set up in the manga. 2 seasons in 2 parts is at least what we need, and when I say this to manga readers, they say, oh, you know so little bro, you are not ready. Haikyuu is like a fine wine. The more you age it, the more you take your time with it. It hits harder and harder every time. Every character, whether be it the main central focus of our story or just some side character who you knew nothing about before that season, every single character stays with you. Their struggles, their passion, their dreams, not only they relate with you, but also they motivate you. Their personality rubs off on you, and with each passing episode, you feel like, yeah, I want to be just like him. Not only the character writing, but also the animation, the matches, the artistic liberties anime has took until now is beautifully building more on the existing foundation, which was the manga, rather than doing the copy and paste, which most anime do nowadays. The scenes directed along with the music, which perfectly syncs not only with the emotional, heart-wrenching moments, but also the badass, colds, and the ones which put a wide smile on my face. Not to mention the most underappreciated part of Haikyuu is the comedy. I feel Haikyuu has the best humor alongside Konosuba, Kaguya-sama, One Piece, and others. The dumb things Noya and Tanaka do in the background, Tsukishima giving his sassy comments, Daichi being pissed, Bokuto being Bokuto, or the classic Hinata-Kageyama rivalry. All these comedic moments are a massive factor what makes Haikyuu Haikyuu. All these things are the heart and soul of Haikyuu. Now do you really think all of this can be perfectly done in 2 movies? The beautifully animated match which goes back and forth and keeps your heart in limbo. Almost every single character who gets his well-deserved spotlight for minimum single episode. The build-up and payoff of Battle of Garbage Dump. The payoff of characters who have already been set up. Hoshiomi, Bokuto, Sakusa, their matches, the comedic moments, the character backstories. All of this, can you do it in 2 movies which have 2 hours of runtime? No fucking way. I really did not want to say it, but if this isn't clickbait like what they did with Attack on Titan, I'm sorry, but you fucked it up. You had everything down to the T done right, but congratulations, greed got the better of you and you fucked it up, and soon it will come back to bite your ass. I guess I will also go read the manga now. So what now? Do canon anime films do not have their place in the movie format? Well, not yet. First and foremost, you should try to have a worldwide release, which I feel will happen in the next couple of years, looking at the rate the anime is growing. But till then, you should make movies the way Jujutsu Kaisen did it. Get a prequel or do a spin-off story about a character who is very popular, or the one who is very closely connected to our main character, and make a movie about them. So that way, even though you do get spoiled or watch it late thanks to the release schedule, you wouldn't miss out on much, which is very important to the story. And please, don't ruin a good TV series which was sailing smooth because you saw a short-term profit. it. Really, after seeing this shit, I'm fucking disappointed. And not just with production Aishi, this was long time coming. With Demon Slayer movie, Made in Abyss movie, and recently the One Piece film read, which has mind you information canon to the manga, which is not even released in the manga itself, about one of the most important characters of One Piece. But after seeing the thing with Haikyuu, that was the last straw which broke the camel's back. Hell, it shattered it. Sorry about the rambling in the middle, but I had to just get it out of my chest. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel? Do you have any hope? Because I sure as hell don't. Look, I know it will be spectacularly animated, but they are just going to cut so much. But hey, like and subscribe for more awesome content, and that's about it. See ya!